Okay, so this video is again being made on my webcam, not for lack of trying. My dad had actually given me a video camera to use in my spare time. However, after much fiddling around with it, it was discovered that it can only record on cassette tapes, which we do have. But you then have to take a cord, which took forever to find, but we eventually found it, that hooks the camera up to the computer, and then somehow you convert it. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm sure it's pretty easy, but I figured I would try that out another time, like when I go on a trip and take the camera with me, not for book reviews. So, I didn't do that this time, so we have the shitastic webcam yet again. Sorry, folks. And Lactaid has become my friend of late because allergy season has kicked in, and the allergy meds that I found in the house are not strong enough, so they did absolutely nothing for me, so I had to actually go out and buy new allergy meds. Yeah, so this is the one that I have right now that I haven't tried, but will be trying. The previous was Equaline, and I know that works for a lot of people, and I think it worked for me at one point as well, but my allergies are progressing year by year by year, and it's not doing anything anymore. I know that there's an even stronger allergy med, Clarox or something like that, and people have been recommending it to me. But let me tell you something, people. It's $25 for a box of 28 tablets. No, 25 tablets. Not even 30 tablets. It won't even last me a month. For $25. I figured I would try this first. That was $11 for 15 tablets. So if I bought another one, I'd basically be buying twice as much for less. So let's hope this works. If not, I go to the more expensive stuff. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so the book series that I will be reviewing this time is one of my personal favorites. It is called Dragon Knights, and you can sort of see it over there, but I will be moving the camera for you guys so that you can see it all in its glory. This book series is 26 volumes. Sorry, guys. You guys just love that joyride right there. Anyways, as I was saying, this book series is 26 volumes. Sorry, stuck. And it is about 3 main characters that... Excuse me for 1 second, somebody wants their food. Okay, so there are 3 main characters. There is Wrath, and he is sort of the least main character out of the 3, but he's still important. And then there is Rune. There we go. And then there is Thax. Wait, sorry, Wrath. Wrath, Rune, and Thax. Each of these characters have a dragon, and the story starts out with the three of them going out on missions by the king and queen of the castle. They're referred to as the Dragon King, Dragon Queen. So they'll go out on little missions, and they're killing dragons. Not dragons. Ooh, no, not dragons. They're killing demons, because demons are bad. And then progressively the story gets darker and more complicated than simply going out on little missions like that. The artwork, which is also amazing, radically changes throughout the series. Let's see. You have... There we go. Okay. So this is what the artwork kind of looks like at the very beginning of the series. A little more rounded, more innocent looking, sweeter, right? By the end of the series, ignore me, Chrissy, you have, let me find a good picture. These are the same characters that I showed you last time. By the end of the series, you have sharper lines and more elegant, sophisticated in a way. Just by looking at those pictures, you wouldn't quite notice the difference, but if you've been reading the series from the beginning, you would definitely notice it. Personally, I think the artwork improves more and more throughout the series, so I quite like the changes. That said, moving on to the storyline, there are a lot of characters. That could be taken as a good or bad thing, right? But there are so many characters that the author, Minako Okame, actually has to put up kind of like a tree to show what various characters do. I mean, you've got the Lord and Lady, right? You've got dragon officers, dragon knights, other allies, head demon, demon officers, other enemies. It's pretty much, if you see them in the book series, they typically have a purpose, although occasionally they're just there for one random little scene. But 90% of the time is, if you see them, they have a reason for being in the story, and you will see them for quite a while. Unless they tragically die or something. Which deaths do occur in this series. Like I said, this story gets progressively darker. And the story basically changes in that... Oh, okay. So, this is volume 26, right? And I showed you this guy. He's got red hair in this one. And this one, he's got orangish hair, right? Their hair color changes pretty much with every volume. Their outfits change, you know. Almost every cover is different. Every cover, right? Another thing that I thought was cool about this series is that each of the spines has a different character on it, which I thought was cool, until you hit book 25 and 26. For some reason, they're the exact same characters. Here he is on here, right? But he's not here in this one. I don't know why they did that, but they did. And it's very irritating. Anyways, back to the storyline. It basically is that... Sorry, someone was talking to me. It's basically that you have it starting up cute and innocent, little missions, there's some cross-dressing, there's some slight nudity, mild violence and gore, except it's just black ink, so it's not really terrible to look at. And then later on you get more complicated, like you're finding out how these Dragon Knights became Dragon Knights, which is not innocent at all in some of the cases. You find out about her. She's another important character. As is her, actually. Doo-doo-doo. I'm not doing her dresses. There we go. That's Tintelet, who is Rune's wife. And this is Cecia, who is nobody's wife. Although she does love Wrath. And she changes dramatically throughout the series as well. But she's kind of got her own little side story going, as do most of the characters. There's also Kitchell. Let me see if I can find her. I don't actually see her. I don't think she ever made it onto the cover. Let me see if I can find a picture of her. She's actually one of my favorite characters, so I'm a little bit surprised. I do not see her in this one. But with you. Let me see. Aha! Let me find a better picture of her. Not happening. Okay. Yeah, no, it's really not happening. This is tragic. Okay, so here's a little side panel with Kitchell in it. She's another one of my favorite characters. I didn't do that justice at all. That's okay. Right, so there's a lot of characters. They each have their own little side stories going on. And one of the downsides with this series is that some of the side stories start somewhere and they're going somewhere, and then randomly it never finishes. So that is a downside to this story. But they're so minor that you don't, unless you're picking up on every little piece of information, you're not really gonna miss it. It's not that important, but it is annoying for those people that they hear about something, they get excited, they attach themselves to it, and then nothing happens. But overall, this story is really great. I highly recommend it. It's really worth it, I think. This book series is not on shelves anymore, I do not believe. Unless you went to somewhere like Powell's or a used bookstore. But again, because it's used, good luck finding it. Ooh, those are some nice shoes. Aya sent me a text message of her new shoes. Which my phone is not gonna let you see. Wait. Sorta, kinda, polka dotted. Kind of awesome. I like your shoes, if you bought them. I think you did. They're really awesome. And I think that's you talking to me. Yep, she bought them. I will be responding to her shortly, but they are pretty damn awesome. Happy birthday, Aya. Great present. I owe you something. Anyways, where was I? No. Okay. You can find them in used bookstores, but like I said, it has been out for a while, so good luck finding it because it is 26 volumes. However, you could also most likely find it online and buy it that way. So yeah, I think this is a great series. I'm not sure I did a huge favor or a huge effort in explaining the storyline, but I can't. There are so many characters and so many side stories going on that it's kind of impossible for me to tell you the entire story, which you can kind of imagine is pretty big considering it's 26 volumes. But the main things that you needed to know is that there are 3 Dragon Knights and the story revolves around them. Other characters that come into play have something to do with these 3 main characters. So, if they're there, they're usually important. Unless, of course, they're demons, then they've got their own little purpose. Because, you know, the demons are the bad guys. And then things get complicated because I can't tell you because that would be spoiling. But yeah, this is a good series. I highly recommend it. Yep. I'm going to stop talking now. Mainly because that one is notifying me she wants out of the room. So I'm going to let you go. Bye!